So guys, here we go with the circle properties. So guys, whatever we are doing in this chapter now, we are doing it more from the board's point of view only. I mean, we'll be strictly sticking to the portion that you have. We are not doing the questions which are not there for the board portion. So this chapter is little long, though it's interesting to solve and all, but the number of sums are too many in this chapter. So you've got like some 100 problems or more than that in the first part itself, like including the examples and all the exercises. So it's in this chapter there are a few properties. There are some 4-5 properties. You need to learn those properties and then just get a hang of it, how to apply. So after you do 200-300 problems, you'll be confident of this topic. So now first let's begin with the theorems or the properties that you need to learn. Also, we don't have the proof of any of these theorems, so we are not doing any proof right now, guys. Okay. Now, so first property is this, which states that the angle that an arc of a circle subtends at the center of a circle is double that which it subtends at any point on the remaining part of the circle. Okay, so I'll explain you see what this basically meant. It's a too tough technical language. Now, let's say out here we have got a circle. Now, the angle that an arc of a circle subtends at the center. So, I'll mark the center of the circle. Let's say this is the center of a circle. Again, from the center, say there is this one angle AOB, I'll name it, and there is another angle which is at the circumference. Okay, now let me name this. So let's say this is angle AOB, and there is another angle behind it which is angle APB. Now what does this theorem states? So this theorem states that the angle subtended by this arc, so you can see this arc AB, it is subtending some angle at the center. Okay, you see it subtends some angle here at the center, and it also subtends some angle here at the circumference here. This is the angle that we are talking about. Okay, so it states that the angle subtended by this arc AB at the center, okay, over here at the center, it is double of the angle at the circumference. In simpler words, if angle APB was theta, then angle AOB will be what? 2 times of theta. That's the difference, theta and 2 times of theta. Okay, so what is the statement? How do you write out here that angle APB, okay, sorry, angle APB is equal to half of angle AOB. That's the theorem, and that's the reason what's written on the top. If you find it difficult, then you can write this, what I'm writing here in the simpler words, that angle at the circumference, is half of the central angle. So whatever angle is subtended at the circumference, that will be half of the central angle. Central angle means what? Angle at the center. So your angle AOB is the central angle. Now guys, another interesting thing, it's not just APB. Now where could this point P be? So remember, this point P could be anywhere. I mean, it could be anywhere on this circumference. So starting from here B, going back till P, or even till A, anywhere out here. Like for example, if this angle was say here, look, this was the angle, still this angle would be how much? Theta, because it is at the circumference. If the angle was here, still it would have been what? Theta, because this is also what? Angle at the circumference. Clear? So this is the property, guys. So when we do the problems, there will be more application and all. So as I said, after some practice, you'll get a hang of it. So maybe in the beginning you may go a little slow, you may have little difficulty and all, but after you do 10-20 problems, you'll get a hang of these properties. So pause the video, write down, draw the figure, write down the properties. If you can afford 2 different colors of a pen, marker or something, then use those and draw the figure, write the property and the statement. Okay guys, now moving to the next property. Property number 2 is that the angle in the same segment of a circle are equal. Angles in the same segment of a circle are equal. Now what does this mean? So again, say out here we've got a circle and then there is some angle. So I'll just draw an angle here. So say there is an angle APB and AQB. You notice one more very important thing, that your angle always starts from the same point. Look, from A, and it always ends also at the same point B. Same was applicable in the previous also. It started from A and ended at B only. Okay. Now, so angle APB and angle AQB. So these two angles are what? Both of them are what? Angle at the circumference. But if you notice, they are both also in the same segment AB. So this is the segment AB. You can see the segment is the same for both of them. So because the segment is same, look at this, the angle subtended by them here and the angle subtended by them at here, Q. They both will be what? Same. Okay. So we'll write the property now, that the angle, okay, sorry, the properties already I have mentioned out there, that angles in the same segment of a circle are equal. I'll just write down now that angle APB is equal to angle AQB. So that's a statement, that's a property, angle APB is equal to angle AQB, because these are the angles inscribed in the same segment, or angles in the same segment of a circle are equal. Can you tell me same way that this angle will be equal to which angle? Okay, you have 20-30 seconds to answer this. Try. So what is the arc opposite it? PQ is the arc, right? Here. So angle A here will be equal to angle PAQ will be equal to angle PBQ. So I'll write that also out here. Angle PAQ is equal to angle PBQ. Okay. So done guys, property number 2. Now next, property number 3. In property number 3, the property number 3 states that the angle in a semicircle is a right angle. Okay, angle in a semicircle is a right angle. So now angle in a semicircle. So I'll just draw a circle first out here. Now they said angle in a semicircle. So this is the part of a circle, right? So I'll mark the center out here. So diameter is AB. Then there is a point P here. Okay. Now what is the property? The property states that angle inscribed in a semicircle, or angle in a semicircle, is a right angle, meaning if I join from A to P and then back to that point B, then it will be what? 90 degrees. So this angle out here is equal to what? 90 degree. Okay. So angle inscribed in a semicircle. So remember, always you can say the hypotenuse of the triangle, or like the kind of base of a triangle, should be what? It should always be the diameter. Only then you can say that angle is 90 degree. Remember, if there was another line, okay, if there was another line which was, say, if it was like this, then we will not say that it is 90 degree. Remember, it should be what? From A to Q to B, then only it will be what? 90 degree here. Okay, it should have been what? From A to Q to B, then only you can say what it will be 90 degree. So angle inscribed in a semicircle is a right angle. Okay. Now next thing is another one. One more logic for this. What is this angle? Say this point is O. What will be the angle AOB equal to? 180 degree. Now if you take one AOB as a central angle 180 degree, then you see angle APB is what? Angle at the circumference, so it will be half of 180, that is 90 degree. Yeah, that was a proof. So if you've not got also, it's okay, don't worry, you don't have it for your exams. I'll just write the statement now here. The statement that we need to write here is that angle APB is equal to 90 degree. I'll repeat once again, guys. If the point P was somewhere else, let's say the point P was out here somewhere, say point P was here, and then again join from here to here, still this angle would have been what? 90 degree here. Okay, that angle would have been still what? 90 degree here, like this. Let's say this is a point Q, so angle AQB also would have been what? 90 degree. Clear? Now the next property number 4, one of the most important property. Now there are two properties involved in this only. So first we need to know, first property is what? Opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral. Now I don't know if you've heard of this cyclic quadrilateral or no. I'll just explain you what a cyclic quadrilateral is. So this is the about the cyclic quadrilateral. It's very, very important to know first what a cyclic quadrilateral, because this property is applicable only if the quadrilateral is a cyclic quadrilateral. Now what do you mean by a cyclic quadrilateral first of all? So say out here you have got a circle. Okay, so say there is a circle, and now what I'll do is we'll draw a quadrilateral inside this. So there is just randomly any quadrilateral, one side here, this is another 2, this is another side 3, and that's a fourth side here. Now if so these are quadrilateral, I'll just name this now. So this is A, okay, so say this is A, B, C and D quadrilateral, and say there is another point here E. Now what is a cyclic quadrilateral? So cyclic quadrilateral is a quadrilateral in which all the four vertices of a quadrilateral lie on the circle itself. So if you have noticed that these four vertices, like 1, A, then you see B, and then C and D, all those vertices, they are lying on the circle itself. So the quadrilateral could be any quadrilateral. It could be a square, rectangle, rhombus, parallelogram, trapezium, whatever, or not any standard figure. The only condition is all four vertices have to be on the circle. If they are on the circle, it's a cyclic quadrilateral. Okay. Now what's the property? That opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral are supplementary. So I'll tell you what the theorem is now, what the property is. It states that if I add up this angle, so say this angle is X, if I add up these two angles, X, and the opposite angle is what? Y. So the sum of these two angles will be what? 180 degree. Got it? So X plus Y is equal to 180 degree. That is what our theorem number 4a says. The opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral are supplementary. Meaning if this angle was 60 degree, this angle will be what? 180 minus 60, so 120 degree. Okay. Now second property. The exterior angle of a cyclic quadrilateral is equal to the interior opposite. See now what does it mean? Exterior angle of a cyclic quadrilateral. So say this is our exterior angle here. Let it be what? Z. The exterior angle of a cyclic quadrilateral, that is this angle, is equal to interior opposite. Okay, I'll repeat once again. The exterior angle of a cyclic quadrilateral is equal to interior opposite. So what does the second property states? It states that the angle Z is equal to X, or X is equal to Z. The exterior angle of a cyclic quadrilateral is equal to the interior opposite angle. So guys, pause the video here, make sure that you've written all the 4 properties, copied them down in your notebooks, not just taking a screenshot and saving it in your phone or something. Write down. In fact, write down and learn it. If you've not learned it, take 10 minutes, learn it, and then only go further as a video. I know still some of you may not follow this instruction and you will go on the next problem, and trust me, you'll have some difficulty later on in learning the statements or writing or applying and all. Okay. So guys, let's continue now. Now the next problem, number 6th one. So we'll start with these sums guys now. So I'm first taking some of them are like simple problems, though they are like the board questions, some of them. So problem number 1, I'll just present the problem first here. I'll just draw the figure. So guys, what you see here now, so whatever is marked in black is given, okay, and whatever is marked in red, that is what you have to find out. Well, so guys, let's start with the problem now. See, first we have to find, okay, if you want to try the problem, pause the video guys, simply draw the figure in your notebook and you can just mark the angles. You have to find these angles. Okay, so first angle guys, so I'm writing all the answers in the red color. So first I will write that this angle is equal to 55 degree. What is the reason for this angle is 55 degree? Because angle at the circumference is half of central angle. So if you remember, this is the arc, right? ABC. What is the angle opposite to ABC? This is the angle opposite to ABC, 110 degree. That's the central angle. What's the another angle which is opposite the arc ABC? Same, this angle, which will be half of 110. So that's 55 degree. So I hope you got the property. Angle at the circumference is half the central angle. Okay, guys, write down. Next property, next part. Now we have to find the angle ABC. So first we did what? Angle ADC is equal to half of angle AOC. So that turned out to be 55 degree. Angle ABC plus angle ADC is equal to 180 degree. Remember which property? Cyclic quadrilateral property. Opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral are supplementary. See, notice over here, this angle, look, this quadrilateral ABCD, it's a cyclic quadrilateral, and that's why the opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral will be what? Supplementary. So what will be the other angle that you will get now? So therefore your angle ABC is equal to what? 180 minus 55, so that is equal to what? 125 degree. So this angle is 125 degree. Now you have to find angle OAC. Now how to write the statements for this? So first we will write what? OA is equal to OC. What would be the reason? Radii of a circle are equal. Remember, if the radii of a circle are equal, then what can you say? Angle OAC is equal to angle OCA is equal to X. Reason? Base angles of an isosceles triangle. Guys, one very important thing out here is the spelling of isosceles. A lot of people lose marks for that. Base angle of an isosceles triangle are equal. So this angle is X. This is also equal to X. I think you all can find the value of X now. So now in triangle OAC, what can you say? 110 plus X is equal to 180. So what is X is equal to? 35 degree. That's the answer, guys. So done. So this is a 4-mark question, guys, which usually comes in the section 2 or sometime in section 1 also. Okay. Now so let's begin. Let's go further to the next problem. Problem number 2. So guys, this is the second problem. You can see again whatever I've marked in black is given, and on the right side I've written in red angle December DEC they're asking us. So you can make out from the figure that we'll need to make a construction. So I'm making all the construction with a green line. Okay, so I'm not drawing dotted, but I'm drawing a green line. So we have to find angle DEC and angle DAB. So for DAB also I'll have to make a construction here. So let's start the problem now. Guys, now you can see P is the center of a circle. So whenever they mark that kind of a bold dot, that is they're trying to mean that that's a center of a circle. It will be usually given in the problem, but I'm not writing the whole problem here. I've directly drawn the figure. Now let's start the problem. Can you tell me any angle that you can find? So again, pause the video, guys, try on your own, find angles, forget about what you have to find. Whatever angles you know you can find out, start finding it, just keep on marking in the figure. Okay, another way to work on this, if you're not able to figure out any angle, what you do is you think of the property that you've learned in this chapter and apply those properties and see whichever property is applicable you can try. So if you remember diameter, they have given a diameter over here. So I'm giving you a hint now which property you need to think about. So there is a property in which we've written something about a diameter. Okay, or you can see I had mentioned about diameter or a semicircle. So apply that property. So those who want to try, pause it here because I'm continuing with the solution now. So guys, first, since AC is a diameter, I can say angle ABC is equal to 90 degree because angle in a semicircle is a right angle. Same way, angle in a semicircle here is also equal to right angle AEC. You can find out this remaining angle now, right? How much will be DEC? It will be 118 minus 90, so that is 28. So this angle is equal to 28 degree. Now, what is the arc opposite the angle DEC? This is the arc, look at this. Okay, the arc opposite angle DEC. I'll repeat once again. The arc opposite the angle DEC. This is your angle DEC. Okay, and you can see there is an arc DC out here. So this is the arc I am talking about. Now if you notice, there is one more angle which is opposite DC, arc DC, that is this angle C, angle DAC. So in this same arc DC, there are two angles involved. One is what? DEC here, and one is what? DAC, this angle. As I said, it may take you some time to get a hang of it, but yes, you'll get it. So don't panic. If you're getting confused, pause it, watch it again. So we can say that angle DEC. One second, the font is too thick. Okay, so angle DEC is equal to angle DAC. So this angle will be equal to what? 28 degree. Got it? Now we can find out so we were asked to find angle DEC. We've already found this part. We are asked to find what? DAB. To find DAB, I need to have this remaining part of the angle which is not given. But if you notice, we are given that AB is equal to BC. So which triangle is it? It's an isosceles triangle, right? So let these angles be what? X and X. Now how much will be this angle? Find out X will be how much. So you will do what? X plus 90 is equal to 180. 2x is equal to 90, and then x is equal to 45 degree. Clear? So you have got x is equal to 45 degree. So what will be angle DAB equal to then? So if you notice properly, DAB is the sum of what? DAC plus BAC. So DAC is 28, BAC is 45, 60, 70, 3 degree is the answer. Okay, so that's the answer for the second part. Now guys, next problem. So guys, I have not written certain statements. Remember, you'll be writing all the statements that I'm explaining out here. Okay, then let's begin to the third problem now. Okay, so guys, let's start with this problem now. First, you can see in the figure, if you see, you'll realize that quadrilateral ABCD is a special type of a quadrilateral. Can you tell me what is its speciality? So ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral, guys. And obviously, since it's a cyclic quadrilateral, we will think of which properties? Properties of cyclic quadrilateral. What is the first property of cyclic quadrilateral? That opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral are supplementary. So, which angle is opposite to angle BAD? Angle BCD, and the total will be what? 180 degree. Reason? Opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral are supplementary, so this angle becomes 100 degree. Now, second part, they are also asking us to find BDA. Really tough. Pause the video, guys, try it yourself. Angle BDA is equal to 180 minus 80 minus 55, so it will come to what? 45 degree. What is the reason? Sum of all angles in a triangle is equal to 180 degree SAT. So this angle will be equal to what? 45 degree. Observe the figure and tell me now what is the angle CDA is equal to? CDA is 90 degree. Now if angle CDA is 90 degree, that means therefore AC is diameter. Now why it is a diameter? Because angle inscribed in a semicircle is a right angle, so AC must be the diameter. So that proves that AC is the diameter as the angle CDA is what? 90 degree. Okay, let's go on the next problem. So guys, out here in this problem, you have to basically find out x and y first. And once you find x and y, you can see what you're asked to prove. Okay, so you're asked to prove this, which I by mistake wrote in the black ink. 3y minus 2x is equal to 140. So I think I'll leave this problem. You want to try? It's a very simple problem. It's a board question. Again, a 4-mark problem. So try it yourself first. Pause the video. So first we'll say angle x is equal to 80 degree because angle at the circumference will be half of the central angle. See, what is the arc here? This is the arc, right? Here to here. Now this is the angle at the center and this is the angle at the circumference. Clear? So angle at the circumference will be what? Half of the central angle. What does it mean? That angle ABC. Okay, look, I'll write over here. Angle ABC is equal to half of angle AOC. So which is equal to what? 80 degree. Guys, there is one more trick to remember this. Every time you are taking these angles now, the central and the angle and the circumference, remember that only your middle number alphabet will be different. You see, look at the ends, ANC and ANC. You can apply that logic also, thumb rule, Angutha Chap method, if you don't understand. So ABC will be half or double of AOC. Then you think which is central and which is the circumference angle. Now, next thing, so we've got the value of the angle x. Now how will you find out y? So again, if you've noticed that angle quadrilateral ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. Now if it's a cyclic quadrilateral, what we can say? Opposite angles are what? Supplementary. X plus y is equal to 180. X is 80. Y we don't know is equal to 180. So y is equal to 100 degree. Now you put these values of x and y out there. Okay, this is the value of x and you have the value of y. Put over there and check whether you can prove it or not. Next problem, guys, now. So guys, let's start. This is our problem number 5. Very important problem, a little difficult also, and a little different type of a problem than we did problems till now. So first, if you've noticed, quadrilateral ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral, right? Look at this, it's a cyclic quadrilateral. So obviously we'll apply the properties of cyclic quadrilateral first. Before that, I can say this angle is equal to 48 degree. Why? Because they are vertically opposite angles. then this angle now out here, okay, look, this one, what will be this angle equal to? So it will be 48 plus B. How I got this now? That is because exterior angle property of a triangle. Guys, those who are finding it difficult to understand exterior angle property of a triangle BCQ, for them, if you're not understanding how I got 48 plus B, I'll tell you another method. First, find out angle BCQ. How will you find out angle BCQ? Sum of angles in a triangle is what? 180 degree, right? So what will this become? What will be this angle? It will be 180 minus 48 plus B. So you'll get some angle. Say it will come how much? 132 degree. Now you can find this angle, adjoining angle, supplementary angle, right? Linear pair. Again you do 180 minus this. So you'll get that 48 plus B. Okay, but I will still advise that you learn the exterior angle property of a triangle. It will make your calculations very easy. Now with the same logic, I will get this angle. This is again the exterior angle of a triangle. If somebody is confused, I'll just tell you, this is the triangle we are talking about. Okay, so that angle is an exterior angle. So what will be this angle? It will be equal to what? 48 plus B. So this will be your 48 plus A. Now in quadrilateral ABCD, now these two angles, okay, which we are talking about, this angle and these angles, they are opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral A and C. If I add them, what should be the total? 180 degree. So what we'll do now, 48, we will just add them. So what will you get here? 48 plus A plus 48 plus B is equal to 180. So 96 plus A plus B is equal to 180. So what will be A plus B equal to? 84. A plus B is equal to 84. But in the question, what were we given? What is A equal to? 2B. So 2B plus B is equal to 84. So 3B is equal to 84. So B is equal to 28 degree. Done. Now if B is equal to 28 degree, how to find out A? I'm not going to help you. Okay, I think you can do it yourself, right? 28 2s are 56 degree. Okay, now guys, next problem. Problem number 6. Now sixth problem, it's a Dhasu problem, guys. So if you want to try a challenging problem, pause the video, try it, and I'll explain the problem otherwise. It's a very difficult problem though. Guys, see, we are given only one angle, that is angle CDE, and you are given O as a center, so obviously D is the diameter. In this sum now, we'll have to do some constructions first. So first you can see they have given us parallel lines, if you've noticed. So since there are parallel lines, it's obvious that this angle will be equal to what? 25 degree. What reason will you write? That they are alternate angles. Now these angles are alternate angles. Now we'll have to make some construction here. So the first construction we'll make here. So I'm making all these constructions with a green color. So I'll join from D to A and also join from A to E. I think, yeah, A to E. So as I said, guys, it's a little difficult problem. You'll have to also, really think about it to do this problem. Now say, look at this arc DB. Only look at this arc DB first. Okay, follow the instruction that I'm giving you now. Look at the arc DB. Tell me which angles are subtended in DB. Which angles are subtended opposite the arc DB? So it is angle DAB. And there is one more angle DCE. and because they are in the same arcs, they will be equal. So angle DAB is what? 25 degree. So those who not got it, I'll repeat once again. What is the arc DB? What's the angle opposite the arc DB? This angle here. What is the angle opposite arc DB? This angle here. So they have to be equal. So angles in the same segment or in opposite the same arc are what? Equal. So we prove these two angles are equal. Those who don't understand, see, I'll tell you one more thing. The actually very simple way to learn this is what, see, try out this method which I'm telling you now. Let's say we first found out there is a common arc DB. So any angle, you see the angle DB means what? DAB and DCE. Sorry guys, I wrote it wrong. DCB it is. So you can see only the angle, the alphabet in the between is different. So start is D, end is B. So when you're checking the figure, just check out, like you have this DAB. Which other figure is there which starts with B and ends with D? This is the other angle. So these are the angles, okay? Now, so basically we've got that this angle out here is equal to what? 25 degree. This is 25 degree. Now same way there is another angle now, another arc CE. This is the another arc CE here. Now what angles are opposite the arc CE? So the one angle is here, another angle is here. So 25 angles at the circumference is what? 25. So now those two angles are what? 25 degree here. So we'll mark that this angle is equal to what now? 25 degree. Done. So angles opposite the same arc or angles in the same segment are equal. So I'll say that angle CDE out here. Okay, look, angle CDE is equal to angle CAE, which is also equal to 25 degree. Now tell me, think about it and tell me, what is the angle DAE equal to the full angle? What is the whole angle DAE equal to? What is this full angle DAE equal to? So this full angle DAE is equal to how much? 90 degree. Reason, angle inscribed in a semicircle is a right angle. So you'll get that as what? 90 degree. Okay, now once you get this full angle is 90 degree, I think you can find out this small part of it. Out of 90 you will subtract this 25, then this 25, and what are you left with now? 90 minus 50, 40 degree. So those are your angles. Okay, so 40 degree is your answer, guys. Now done. Go through the problem once again if you want. It is a difficult problem, so no need to worry if you found it difficult.